This is the continual evolution of the East Coast beat. I've had this head wrap since Christmas of last year. So, 13 months. Yes? Quando? From the witch of the lot of the 50 half burnt trees. Cause I'm a West Virginia rider sent out to find coal miner's daughter. This is the invitation only accepted by one improvisational freestyle. The the come one come all winner take all pot for the night is what's left of. I got $20, some tobacco, coffee, and not enough creamer to make it till the next time I get more money. So, with every sip, I know I'm going to be without. There was a time in my life when, as a soldier, I would ask myself, do I feel of worth to be among this level? You know, the other soldiers were taller, stronger. You know, I already had a dislocated shoulder. I had knee problems, you know. Um, so there were times when I would ask myself, if the Army didn't put me in that unit, if the Army didn't put me in that room, in that barrack, would I have walked up to that soldier and, out of all the other soldiers, and said, yes, you know, can I stay with you? You know what I'm saying? Is it alright if I set up my bunk by yours, you know? In a way, so there were times when I would question, am I of that level? And the answer is no. I can't carry the weight. I can't carry that weight over the crest of a rocky ridge mountain without having crippled myself. I mean, as it was, doing what I did was enough. You know, one tour was all I could handle. And that was just operating old equipment, you know. Clutches on, you know, 1967 deuce and a halves are pretty stiff, you know what I'm saying? And but yet the Army put me in a position where, because I chose a job that they offered me and I did it well and I did it to such a standard that I could be among the elite, you know. I couldn't outrun them, I couldn't outlift them, but, you know, Um, let's just say when you came through my line in the morning, as when I was a cook, and you would come through line, I would be standing there with my little cook whites and my little brass, rank and my little, dragon insignia. They didn't let us wear those. The little, my little name tag, and I would be the first soldier that you would see, like, that wasn't your roommate, your battle buddy, that wasn't your platoon. And it was another introduction to the Army because I only had one tour. So I was a field cook, which meant that, yeah, for every 25, of you that go out, you need to take one of me. Hey, I'm not going to be out there humping the 60 and kicking in doors with my badass knees, you know, but I'll stay up 20 hours, you know, so that when you come back and you're sleeping, I'm up. I'm cooking, I'm at the gym, I'm walking around, I'm just a guy that's up. Because when we were in the desert, that's how they told us that they overtook the camp the first time. Um, from the locals was that the only people that were up at that time in the morning were the cooks, so they just attacked the cooks in the kitchen. And then no other soldiers were awake, so then they could just move in. So, um, what can one find meaning in life in? I never jumped out of an airplane. Um, they landed the plane. I never da 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 da. But at the end of the day, I still feel that the U.S. Army was the best thing I ever did. I felt that being a soldier was, if I could only take one shot, that was my shot. I mean, yeah, it'd be cool to play professional football for Argentina or to, have like 3 foot long dreads in some techno club in Dublin, Ireland. That'd be cool too. But um, I only had a couple years to get it done. So when I showed up to the recruiter's office and they offered me the contract, I took um, what I thought would teach me. I took what I thought I could use my natural skills that I already possessed and then be taught by the U.S. Army the job and not have to learn the skills to do the job. If you're a mechanic, if you can fix cars and you join the Army or the CIA or the fucking whatever cartel, don't join as a gunman, join as a mechanic. You know? I was on a live chat and I was talking to some kids that were thinking about joining the Army. And, first standard questions, because it seemed like an infantry style question, because all U.S. Army soldiers are infantry. And yes, um, you go through an infantry based basic combat school. So you start infantry, and then I was a Bravo series, which meant I was designated to go to the field. So, so you start out life and you think to yourself, okay, one shot, I'm, I'm coming in with certain injuries that are going to limit my full potential. So I can't go all the way. I can't sign up for, yeah, I'm going to, ruck 60 miles with, 120 pounds on me. I can't do that. So when we met where we met, I signed up for that. So when the Army put me with my unit, I stood up. I rose up to that level. Just like when I was on my high school football team, I stood at that level. When I had three friends that all played D&D, I lived at that level. You know, um, and that's the thing. Um, so, how did they say? Okay, to be in hell is to be without the presence of the Lord in your life, to be without grace, um, to sin, to be without. So to live in hell is to live without the light of the Lord in your life, even if it's just a memory. Um, and then you come back into that. You fall back into the fold. Um, and when I was a certain age, I found myself as a soldier. It made sense that I did not want to ever have to pull a trigger on a man for oil rights or so that we could sell products to a country that wanted to embargo our trade. I didn't want to pull triggers for that, and but there are reasons that I could find myself um, fighting war for our country. And what I did was I was a cook. And I cooked in the field kitchen in the desert. And I worked with the locals. And I'm soft spoken. And I'm easy to get along with. And I don't mind breaking a couple of rules openly to get you your little care package or whatever, You want your little federal postcard, your federal stamp so you can mail a letter. Like I said, I went all the way. Legal document pad, federal postage envelopes, U.S. Army or U.S. government federal stamps. Here you go. Nope, keep your money. Your U.S. Army paid me already. I don't need it. And yeah, along with flipping eggs and driving trucks and you know, see, when you get to a certain point where there's something that needs to be done, it needs to be done. Something needs to happen. So the U.S. Army throws this at it, throws that at it. They run a standard that they've been running since 1945, and they try something that the guys have said, hey, maybe this, maybe that, maybe if we try this, maybe if we mix these two things together, it'll make fucking, a spectacular explosion. Cold fusion, energy for everyone. Maybe if we do it this way, the same, different, who knows? I'm just one person that ran through a system. And did we win the war? Um, I still have 10 fingers and toes. And the lights are still on, and um, people are still driving cars. Pizza Hut's still open, and Denny's, and, what can I say? I mean, did we win? Did we win when we went through? The lights are still running. You know, if some 18-year-old kid is packing up his bags and wondering how broad his shoulders look, hoping to get shirtless because he's been working out like a fiend for the last 6, 8 months, 12 months, 2 years, whatever, and he's thinking, I might not come back. They don't all come back. And as a joke, I said it, and I say it with all my heart. If your mama's gonna cry, tell her she'll love a soldier.